Well, there's no doubt that the world is advancing in every way of life, but the question being asked by many are human beings really thriving, achieving their true potential, or are we just on that surviving mode? Our next guest says we're equating success with money, which is making people more and more miserable, with many hoping for something deeper. Internationally renowned speaker on peace, Prem Rawat, is no stranger to South Africa. He's been here on many occasions. That is whereby he held many of his workshops, but many of them aimed at young people as well as business professionals. Let us just have a quick chat with him. He joins us now in our studios here in Johannesburg. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for coming through.
Great to be here with you.
Now, let's start with the word happiness. What is happiness? Is it something that can be taught, or is it something that's got to come from within?
Well, the core of what really happiness is very, very subjective. And we have worked very hard in this world to try to make it objective. If you have a job, if you have a this, if you have a that, then you're happy, quote unquote. Well, people get all that and they're not happy. And then they go, well, either the definition is wrong or I'm not doing something right. And greed comes in and blinds people. And so you get this mixture. But happiness, peace, these things are very, very subjective. This is what you feel. It doesn't matter what you have and what you don't have. Do you feel good? Do you feel happy? Do you feel in peace with yourself? Because if you don't, then fundamentally something is amiss.
Okay. All right. So basically you've got to learn to think about it so that eventually you incorporate it in yourself.
Exactly. You have to start seeing peace as a reality in your life, not just some word that exists on top of a mountain. You know, that a lot of people think that if you get peace, that you'll become a vegetable. Well, this is not true. And there's a reality to peace, because if you look at the report card of this world, this is what we haven't tried. We've tried everything else. We've tried wars, we've tried debates, we've tried, exclusion, inclusion, everything. But what we haven't tried is peace. And I think it's about time, when we look at the report card of all the countries on this earth, that it is time to try peace.
Yeah, and for many adults, the notion that prosperity is a lot of money, like you said, it actually makes a lot of people miserable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because the thing is, it is not what you have, but how much you appreciate it. And when there is no appreciation, there is no gratitude. And when there is no gratitude, greed comes in. And so greed is blinding the people, because one of the things about greed is no matter how much you have or whatever it is, you will never appreciate it. Because as soon as you start appreciating it, there will not be greed anymore. And so it's like a curse. You collect, you collect, you collect, you hoard, you keep, but you're not happy.
So basically we should learn to be appreciative of what we have acquired, what we have.
You know, a lot of people think that maybe when I talk about peace, I'm talking about not being successful, not being wealthy. That's not true. Be wealthy, but also appreciate your life, appreciate what you have. And if you can do that and start to incorporate in your life the very fundamental idea that peace lies inside of you. I'm not the first one to say this by any stretch of the imagination. Peace lies inside of you, that you are the source of your peace. That you don't need to be looking outside for it, because we're looking on the outside. Look at South Africa today. South Africa has been a country. I came here in the 70s, and it was the height of apartheid. And I saw that there was such a separation, fundamental separation. I couldn't believe it. I was 14 years old. I couldn't believe, how could this be? But I came here and I see that same separation, even though the apartheid is officially gone, it has come in other ways.
It's still there.
It's still there. It is financially there.
Economically,
Yes. And so why does that happen? And the same thing is happening in America. People are still being divided on lines of what they believe, on the whole thing of immigration and so on and so forth. I was just in India. The same thing is happening there too. People are being divided. And
there's no peace overall.
No, absolutely not.
All right, so you were telling me that you'll be in Soweto tomorrow and off to Cape Town later this month.
Yes.
All right.
Cape Town, I'll be speaking on the 20th of this
20th.
month at the International Convention Center, and I'm going to Soweto tomorrow.
All right, but how do people get in touch with you? Is there perhaps a contact detail or
Yes,
Facebook page, Twitter account?
At timelesstoday.com, they can get hold of me.
All right. No, we'll leave it at that, and thank you so much for coming through. I believe we will have peace and happiness eventually.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank
Well,
you.
that was internationally renowned speaker on peace, Pram Rawat. He is in South Africa this time around to talk about why hope is important to humanity. So emphasizing a lot on peace and happiness. And that brings us to the final or the end of the